And we'll close that portion of the meeting, but I do want to ask council if there's any comments they would like to make on some of the issues with public safety that was made out there. Well, I know I certainly would like to.
Well, I just want to say I'm very proud of our police department and our police force, and I stand behind them 100%.
Well, I'm going to do a little bit deeper in that, and that has to do with the recent incident down at the mall. Obviously, our speaker has and I have limited knowledge too, with called social media. We were one of about 4 or 5 other cities in the country that had the exact same issue. There was no intel on that. As the incident progressed, we certainly progressed with it, meaning the mall contacted our dispatch, and we certainly dispatched our officers as appropriate. The good news is there were no injuries. The other good news is there was very little or no damage, and it was handled very appropriately. And to be very honest with you, that's the first time in all the years I've lived in Monroeville that's ever happened. So it is an isolated incident, that type of issue. As far as the robberies go, if you look at just our topography of where we're at, easy access in and out, Cranberry, other areas, similar access, have the same exact problems we do. People come in, I wish I could predict when somebody's going to do something bad. We would get them off the street right away. That's just not possible. Obviously, if a person's intent on robbing or doing whatever, breaking and entering, until the crime happens, there's not a whole lot we can do as it happens. And the good news is, on those couple of incidences down at the mall, they were arrested within a very, very short time, and that is due to very good police work that we have. The other issue is that you're saying it was stated that we changed a lot of the procedures. The only thing we changed is we put qualified chief back in and a qualified manager back in. That's the only real change. You got to remember, on the shift minimums, why we changed that, that's the chief. The chief should dictate how many he needs on a shift, not council. There's nobody up here as a police officer, except for Ron, a former retired officer. But right now, he's not a cop. He don't know what is out there on the street. It's up to Doug Cole. And certainly I trust him, and I know this community has come out in huge numbers in favor of Doug. So, Doug, you do a great job, and I appreciate every one of our officers. And again, I have no issue with a resident putting information up, but please put it out appropriately. That's just my opinion on that issue. Do we take public safety as our number one? Well, I can assure you, this council, this mayor certainly does. Without people feeling safe in our community, there's no reason to live here, shop here, or play here. So,
Mayor, I don't mean to make Monroeville sound like an unsafe place,
it is not.
but things like this have been happening for 30 years. It's just the news media and how they put it out there to people. I mean, when the Palace Inn or Howard Johnson's was there, we had numerous hundreds of people fighting, guns involved. And night-turn police and the neighboring boroughs and the state police cleaned it up, and it was gone by morning. Everybody got up and nobody knew a thing about it because the news media reported it differently. But it happened every year of my career, and it just in a different fashion. It's how they report it and what they perceive as to make news. I agree with Mr. Dice some months ago when he said sometimes I think the news media doesn't report the news, they create it. And I'm not saying that wasn't a bad incident down there, but there are going to be situations where the bad guy's going to get off the turnpike and rob something, and there's not a thing anybody could do about it.
And one issue, though, Ron, I do want to thank all the departments, and there were several that did come to mutual aid to Monroeville, and we provide that as well, so.
We as council, to the best of my knowledge, I don't know of anybody that has kept any resident in the dark of anything that goes on in this community. Short of building a 30-foot wall the whole way around here, I don't know how you keep all the bad guys out. And I think our police do a great job of that.
Thank you. I agree. Anybody else on council would like to make a comment?
Yeah, quite frankly, it's ill-advised, it's an ignorant statement. And I'll say this is the new guy to Monroeville. I moved my family here. We have one of the best police chiefs in Pennsylvania, running one of the finest police departments in Pennsylvania. Leave your political agenda at home. This is a good police department that does a great job.
Good statement.
Well, I was going to say the same, and everybody knows it is the season for politics, so it is what it is. Okay, we'll move on to our agenda, a proportion of the meeting, and Mr. Dyke